just be the evolution of the sport. I mean, every now and again you get these coaches that roll through that you just want to go, gosh, just get with the time, guy. If your coach is teaching your 6-year-old a headlock before anything, there's a problem. Look, we're going to take the 1 or the 16. You decide. Welcome to the show. And we're live with the Roundtable Podcast. Today we got some special young guests this time. We've been doing college and coaches, but today we're getting in some high school dudes. So today we got Rosehill here with us. I'm going to let you guys give yourself some introductions. We'll start with Adam there, and you guys go ahead, give some introductions, and we'll get rolling.
My name's Adam Bilby. I'm from Rosehill, Kansas, and I'm in 11th grade.
My name is Damon Ingram. I'm in 11th grade.
My name is My name is Johnny Leck, and I'm from Rosehill, and I'm a junior.
My name is Marlon Colvin. I'm in 11th grade, 285 pounds.
Sweet. So we're glad we got you guys on. We've been kind of looking at some different preseason lineups and what this year could look like. And, it really looks like you guys are going to be top notch this year. I like what Nuclear Wrestling's out there doing. Shout out to them. They got you guys listed as the number one returning 4A team right now with the most state points. So, Johnny, Adam, Mylan, I know your guys' records from last year. You guys did all real well. Adam with you in third, and Mylan, you as well. Got Johnny in the finals and took a hard loss in the finals. I know Johnny got to be coached by me a little bit this summer in cadets, which was fun, and we'll get into that in a little bit. So we've had conversations about that. But what are you guys looking for this year? I mean, are you guys obviously looking to improve, but is there anything specific that you guys are wanting to get done?
Personally, we've been chasing it since my freshman year. I think our team, I would really like a team state title, even more than a individual state title. I think a team state title would just be amazing.
That and just getting in more tournaments. People mention that we should be, in the Paola Invitational. That and just improving all around.
Yeah. I think that goal. It's on everyone's list. As a wrestler, to get a title yourself, but to get a title as a team too, it's a really special thing. I have a couple friends that have done that with other high school teams that they're on or a part of. I think that's something that we're going to do this year, get it done, or something we should have got done last year, but we fell short. So I think this year we're really going to get it done, and if not that, next year after as well.
Right. I think you guys had a really good run last year. I know there were some shocks. Mylan, you took a loss in the quarterfinals there, and that was probably kind of a heartbreak deal. I don't know what you were at that point preseason at that point in the rankings coming in. But I would have guessed that it would have been a long shot for anybody to get to you, but. Then you end up coming back and taking third, and it's kind of funny how it works out where, the kid that beat you in the quarters, doesn't even end up wrestling you on the backside, and he's in for fifth. So what's your thought process there going into the backside? You've obviously, been working hard for a state championship all year, and you come short, but you gotta come back and keep wrestling. So what's going through your head day two?
Just to, get pins really for the team. Team points matter at that point. Right. And just really, just to make my coaches happy. And it's really what I was looking for.
Right, yeah. And talking about bonus points, Adam, with your tech fall in for third and fourth, that probably felt pretty good to get some extra points on the board there.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it felt really good. I was going from all that, losing in the semis that first day, not wrestling my best match that I ever have, but, in that backside, really just, getting the next best thing. That's what I've been told my whole life as a kid.
Right. Yeah, so, this year coming in, you guys have done a lot this summer. I know, like I say, Johnny, you went out and wrestled in Illinois with us at cadets, and Adam, you went to Europe. What have you other two been doing?
But just really just training, really getting ready for football, and I mean just playing football. Really.
Right. Mylon, I know football is a pretty big deal for you. What about you, bud?
Lifting every single day, Monday through Friday, and sometimes either Saturday or Sunday.
Right.
But a lot of this. I went to Jules in Fargo.
How'd Fargo end up for you?
Made it to the round of 32. I lost. Won one on the back and then lost out.
Well, I mean, getting that far, that's something a lot of kids don't do. There's plenty of kids in those brackets that are 2 and out, and even further than that. And just taking tons of losses in there. So getting that far is an impressive feat altogether. I mean, shoot, just getting there. There's plenty of kids that are sitting at home wishing they could have been there. It's definitely not to put any goals in perspective as far as taking them down. But still, just being there is a big thing for sure. I know Adam, with you in Europe this year, that was probably a pretty different experience, getting to go out and see those guys where they're wrestling freestyle and Greco all the time, and that's not something that we do. Some people's opinions on that are a little different, where they wish we would, and some people's are not. But how was that experience for you?
It was really good. Got to train with some really elite people, silver medalists in the 2008 Olympics. In Greco, and got to learn a lot in Greco. Really, furthered my mind and everything when I was out there. Really focused on the sport of wrestling itself, and learn the history about it a little bit. And then when I was in Denmark, I got to train with some really good people. Got to train with a Danish World Team member, William, and he's really good. He went and wrestled. And then when I was in Germany, I got to train with the guy who got second at the U17s in freestyle, and he was really good too. So really learned a lot about freestyle and Greco itself, rather than just focusing on folk style for 6 months out of the year.
Right, right. And Johnny, I mean, I kind of know that your experience at cadets, I think, was probably one of the best ones you've had. I feel like you got to get in front of some really good coaches and honestly learn a lot. And I think a lot of the thing that was beneficial for you was just kind of learning the mental side of it, and keeping yourself, stable in the head, I guess is what you could say. We've got a couple of kids here that I've got to say that too. But what do you think about it?
Yes, sir. Yeah, especially after that loss I took in freestyle, definitely had to get my mind right after that to continue on the run I had. I mean, yeah, it was probably one of the best tournaments I've ever wrestled at. I guess I just let it fly and thought I could beat anybody.
Yeah, no, I thought it went really well. I thought you bounced back from that loss in freestyle, and then the rest of the time was just golden. So, Mylan, what are you leaning towards going into college? Are you leaning towards playing football or wrestling? I know that's a pretty big thing for you, and I don't mean to put you on the spot, but what's your thoughts there? You gonna do both?
I mean, my goal is really to try to do both, but I mean, wrestling's just one of my favorite sports, and probably my most favorite sport. And probably be wrestling, really.
Right. Yeah, and for those of you that are listening, college recruiters wise, don't take that against them. Either way, whatever scholarship's going to do you the best, I think is the best way to go. Whether that's football or wrestling, but I was just curious. I know that there's quite a few guys, that do both and end up doing really well. It's just a lot of work, and that schedule can be pretty daunting. But I think if there's anybody out there that can do it, you can. I've heard a lot of the hard work that you're putting in and doing out there, and I mean, just Rosehill in general. You guys are pretty impressive, honestly. With you guys have a lot of things that a lot of other places don't. You've got tons and tons of preseason and postseason and summer workouts, and you're getting in, as a team, where you've got clinicians coming in and doing certain things, and the programs you guys have going. It's all really impressive, and I hope you guys understand that it's something that a lot of people don't get to do regularly. There's a lot of programs out there that would love to be able to have something like you guys where you're able to wrestle all year round if you wanted to, and they just don't have the ability to. So what you guys are doing is good out there. So let's talk rivalries here for a little bit, guys. I know this is kind of a good deal, and there's a big argument right now in the wrestling community where you've got kind of half of the group telling people, hey, we need to get some more controversy and just some more attention and spotlight on the sport. And then you've got the other half that are, thinking, no, we need to stay quiet and do this and that. And I think there's a good argument to both sides, but you guys have got some pretty good rivalries going on, and it may not even just be team versus team rivalries, but I know throughout the state there are some individuals, that are really competing. Bryson Rockers being one, Cooper Stivers being another. You guys have got a lot of guys that are competing constantly back and forth with. So, is there anybody that you guys specifically want to see this year?
Paola.
Paola. I mean,
Paola's probably the biggest one.
yeah, Paola.
It's a 4A
By
school.
far.
Yeah, they're probably a top 3 4A school, and we don't see them once until state.
Yeah, so we're hoping to get in that Paola
Yeah.
Invitational. Get to wrestle them because we don't see them at all. We only see them at state, and we know those guys, but I mean we only see them once a year, and you can only watch so much film. But yeah, I mean I think Paola, they're probably the biggest one. Our lower weights match up really well with theirs, and they got some good wrestlers that we've been on teams with, wrestled against our whole lives. So I think that's a really big one.
And then last we got the opportunity dual mace, and that's a really good 5A school. They won state last year, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
They won state last year, and I think we're looking forward to dueling them again this year.
Yeah, no, I think you guys, having these little battles, with certain guys that you've wrestled since the time you were 5, I really think it does a lot. It gives more interest in people watching, and honestly, I think it needs to be broadcast more. I know that there's definitely some ugly points that we've seen in the past, but sometimes wrestling gets a little chippy, I mean, I know, Adam, I kind of had to pull you aside here a couple of months ago at state and say, hey, all right, we got to look at the future and calm down a little bit, but with that being said, it was kind of a thing that had been coming. You guys battle back and forth quite frequently, and that stuff just happens sometimes. So, so kind of moving on from that, you get into the social media side of it, where Johnny, you kind of you turned out into a little bit of a viral clip, from Ironclad that we talked about a couple of months ago, getting bombed by some guy from Alabama, and so, do you guys like seeing this type of stuff get pushed out more? I mean, I know, like you say, Johnny, you got the bad end of it where you were the one getting tossed, but you very well could turn around this year and have a clip of your own that goes viral doing the same thing to somebody else. So, what's your guys' thoughts on the social media aspect of it?
I think it plays a really big part in wrestling. I mean, there's only one way to grow a sport, and that's just other people seeing it. Social media helps a lot now these days. And, I mean, I know me and Johnny are in a class. I don't know about Damon and Mylan, but in a marketing class. And I think marketing is a really big aspect in a sport too, or like a team. So,
yeah, you pointed out me getting posted on social media. Yeah, I mean, definitely didn't help my social media status, but yeah, probably from a person that doesn't know how to wrestle, that probably looked cool to them. So,
hey, you know what? You just need to tag Jake and go, hey man, if you're gonna put me in these viral clips, you gotta at least tag me so I can get some followers off of the deal.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
I mean, I know there's a side of it, where you guys got to be, working hard and doing the things you need to do to get better every day and succeed. But it's kind of turning out now, especially getting into college, where your guys' social media presence is going to be big. You guys, the amount of followers you have, the presence that you have online, things like that. Because realistically, if you can have even just a couple of small NIL deals come in, that's gonna put you guys over the edge and help you out a lot for the future. I mean, you're gonna be 26, 27, 28 years old, and if you can come out of college with a good amount of money sitting there, to set yourself up, that's gonna help you guys out in a long run. Especially, the housing market the way that it is, and different things like that. If you play your cards right, you could do some good things. So that's something that you guys definitely should be taking advantage of now. And it's going to help you out later. And like I say, that's not shouldn't be a distraction to what you really need to be out there doing. The focus should always be getting to the best level you can be. But there's just more added on to it. And I know that's a lot of stress. I think your guys' generation, I think you guys have a lot more stress than what a lot of people lead on. And there's a lot more that hammers on you than what what there has been in the past. So anyhow, coming into to this year's season, we're getting ready to roll up. What's your guys' preseason schedule looks like? You guys going into any preseason tournaments?
Yeah, we're doing fall brawl. A couple of us are, and then we might go to preseason. A lot of us normally do that, and then obviously that nuclear wrestling, the duels that we're gonna have here at Rosehill, and yeah, all four of us are actually on the lineup for that. So all four of us, hopefully, we'll be wrestling in that. Can find some time to do that. So yeah.
Yeah, that'll be good. Mylan, with your football schedule, I know it's probably been pretty hard to get some training in, but have you've been able to come in a couple times a week anyhow and get some mat time in?
Yeah, just like I mean, after football practice, I mean, it's an expectation that I gotta get here on time and get the work I can't get in.
Yeah, for sure. So, okay. So here in Dodge, we're talking about doing some bigger things and having some guys in and so just kind of one of those deals that we'd love to see you guys out for sure. We got the Dodge City tournament. We'd like to see you guys come out for that in a couple of years, and we know that you guys go to Garden, so that'd be a good one to have you guys on the schedule. I'd like to see your guys' schedule kind of get built up a little bit. Like you guys said, the Payola Invitational, so you can see those guys and even getting into some bigger stuff. But there's always this talk on who's the biggest and baddest class in the state, and I really do think that right now 4A's taking a big stance in that, and I think a lot of that has to do with what you guys are doing. This episode is brought to you by J3 Apparel in Garden City, Kansas. You ever go to the gym and just aren't comfortable? Workout clothes, especially in the wrestling room, are something that you can't just go and buy whatever it is that you feel like. You have to buy something that's built for wrestling, and J3 Apparel, they've got it there. You go into a Nike store, you go into an Adidas store, yeah, they've got some combat sports clothes, but they're super expensive and honestly not very comfortable. Go to J3 Apparel, they've got everything you need. So, like I say, getting your guys' schedule built up, that's going to be something that's big for you, but you guys have got what, 2 years left? You're all juniors, right?
Yes, sir.
Yep. So, you guys are going to have things coming up where you're going to be really looking into some major colleges and things like that. So getting, the best competition you can get is going to be something good for them to see. But, are you guys leaning in any particular way? You got anywhere you specifically want to go?
I don't have like anywhere dead specific, but there's a couple places I'd like to hear from. I'd like to hear from Little Rock a little bit. Um, there's none like in specific, but I'm kind of open to any colleges. Little Rock sounds nice. I have family in Arkansas. Um, Nebraska is a good school. It's not too far from home. So,
Yeah, I'd like to hear from a couple schools too. Both my parents happen to be in the military, so I'd maybe like to go to an academy like Air Force or something like that, and it'd be a good way to kickstart. And they have a really good program. Really like Bubba's gone there, Fippin's there, Hendrickson. But yeah, I'd like to go where my friends go. Maybe like Little Rock or Cal Baptist, something like that. Somewhere where we could really kickstart a program. Just 4 kids from Rosehill, Kansas.
Just piggyback on what Adam said, it's like be where your friends are. You guys have that unity together, and just really like, I mean that's really where I would, where my friends go.
Yep. Johnny, anything else? Anything different?
No, I guess just anybody that hits me up, I guess.
Okay, well, this was Rosehill's wrestling team. I know this is a little bit shorter of a podcast, but we're just kind of getting back rolling. We've been gone for a couple of months, so we'll keep up with you guys throughout the progress you're having through the year. And, good luck to you guys coming up this season. I'm sure I'll be coaching some of you guys at some preseason events and helping you guys out. I'd like to come in and do a couple of clinics with you guys, before we get rolling. And, heck, maybe even during season we'll talk to you guys as coaches about that. But, good luck going through what you guys are going through. I know that this is a lot of stress, and you guys are going to have some targets on your back this year, but you guys can definitely handle it and definitely make it out on top. So, anyhow, this was the Roundtable Podcast with the Rosehill guys. If anybody's got any questions, feel free to put anything in the comment. Please like and subscribe, guys. We've got to get some more subs in here. We've getting lots and lots of views, but very little subs. The way that we can keep doing this is by getting those subs up. So, thank you guys for watching and appreciate it. Just be the evolution of the sport. I mean, every now and again, you get these coaches that roll through that you just want to go, gosh, just get with the time, guy. If your coach is teaching your 6-year-old a headlock before anything, there's a problem. Look, we're going to take the 1 or the 16. You decide. Welcome to the show.